Hey everybody, welcome to Big G Outdoors. I know it's been a while and I haven't put out a couple videos for a while, so I'm going to put one out today. And the reason I haven't put one out for a while is I just haven't been shooting that good. Having a real tough time getting my arrows tuned to my new bow here, the Damon Howard 100. Now it's a 60-pound draw at 28 inches, and with my 31-inch draw, I'm drawing about, I don't know, about 68 pounds. So, you know, I've been on a bunch of forums and everything, and everyone's telling me, oh, you need a real heavy spined arrow, you need real high FOC, you know, just getting all kind of crazy suggestions about stuff. So I tried everything. It's been, I tell you, a month and a half that I've been trying different stuff. So I just haven't been able to get it. I mean, I'm shooting pretty good, but I'm still getting a wobble in the arrows. So I called Martin Archery, and they actually got back to me and they told me, listen, you want a 400 spine arrow with 150 grain tip, broadhead or field tip. They said all that FOC stuff and everything, yeah, if you're hunting rhinoceros or you're out in Africa like Dr. Ashby, great. But if you're in Pennsylvania hunting, you know, 150-pound white-tailed deer, 150 grain broadhead is more than enough. So I took their advice and went to 150 grain broadhead with a 400 spine arrow and shooting pretty good. But I also wanted to just really dial it in. So what I did was I purchased a spine testing kit from Three Rivers Archery, and what they gave me here was a 600 spine bear shaft, a 500 spine bear shaft, a 400 spine bear shaft, and a 340 spine bear shaft. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the same tip weight on all four of these, and we're going to shoot them. And I know there's a million different bear shaft tuning videos out there. I myself even put one out, but I think they're all kind of just lacking a little something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you exactly how we're going to do it with this bear shaft tuning kit from Three Rivers Archery. So you'll see here my target. So this is what I'm going to be shooting at, and I'm going to be shooting for the center. So if I get an arrow that sticks in here, but the knock is over this way, I'm gonna know it's too stiff. If I get one that sticks in here, but the knock is over this way, I'm gonna know it's too weak. And same with high and low. Now, the only thing, the difference with the high and low is sometimes you'll get a high reading even when it's really low because it's ramping off the shelf. But if you start high and work your way low, you shouldn't have that problem. So, my knock high, knock low is already pretty good, so I don't think I'm gonna have to mess with it that much. So we're gonna put this target down range about 10 yards, and we're gonna put 150 grain field tips on each one of these bear shafts in the Three Rivers Archery bear tuning kit, and we're gonna see how it goes. This may be a little bit dry and everything, but like I said, this is a really important part of fine-tuning your bow. Not so much fine-tuning your bow, but fine-tuning your arrows. So let's put this down range, and we're gonna fire each one of these with a 150 grain field tip. And we're gonna see what kind of readings we get. All right, we're gonna go from stiff to weak. So we're gonna go 340, 400, 500, 600. Every one of them same length, every one of them same tip weight. and my draw length is about 31. So let's take a look. First up, 340 spine, 150 grain, fill tip, 32-inch length, 31-inch draw. Next up, 400. Now to 600. I'm sorry, 500. Now the 600. All right, let's go take a look. All right, so we have 340, way too stiff. You see pointing over this way, the knock to the right is stiff. 400, actually kind of good, not bad. Little knock high, knock low deviation, maybe that was me, always possible, but kind of straight on. The 500 looks about perfect, the 500 spine, and the 600 spine definitely way too weak. So we're going to go back and we're going to shoot the 400 and 500 again, just, you know, try to get some consistency, because we obviously know the 340 and the 600 are out of the question. The 340 is too stiff, the 600 is too weak. So let's go back and reshoot the 400 and the 500. All right, let's reshoot the 400 spine and the 500 spine. First, the 400 spine with 150 grain fill tip, full length arrow. Next, the 500 spine. Same setup, just 500 spine arrow. So let's take a look. Now, as you can see, this is like textbook. The 400 spine, the stiffer arrow, is pointing a little to the stiff side. The 500 spine is pointing a little to the weak side, but not much. So let's reshoot them again just to make sure one more time. First, the 400. Now the 500. So, again, man, that 500's looking pretty good. The 400 a little too stiff. The 500 a tad weak, but not too bad. Let's make a little adjustment to the 500. Let's put instead of 150 grain broadhead, we'll try 145 grain fill tip. So the 500 is just a hair weak. Let's get straight here. 500 is just a hair weak. That's the bottom one. The 400's just a little bit stiff. So let's try to lower the tip weight on the 500. Well, instead of 150 grains, we'll make it 145. See if that straightens it out. If not, I'm actually kind of happy with both. Once we put some fletchings on there, we'll see how they fly. Maybe a little bit higher, maybe like a 10 grain insert on the 400 spine, and maybe drop the 500 spine, maybe 5 grain. Let's take a look. All right, let's try the 500 spine arrow with 145 grains. That should stiffen up the spine a little bit with a lighter tip weight. Okay, let's shoot the 400 with the 150 grain. So I'm kind of torn between the two, but I think the 400 with 150 grain, actually, which is exactly what Martin Archery suggested. And if you guys don't know, Martin Archery bought out Damon Howard, so they know all about all the bows. So we're shooting pretty straight with the 400 spine arrow with the 150 grain fill tip. So we're going to put some on some 400 spine arrows with fletchings and 150 grain fill tips, see how they fly. All right, they look pretty good, and it's also week 2 of Steelers preseason, so we got to get inside and watch the game. I hope you learned something, and like I said, it's been a process for me. And you know, the forums and all this stuff on the internet's great. Sometimes it could be a big help, but also there's a lot of times where, you know, people were stuck on certain aspects of archery that they find more interesting and actually that work better for them. And you know, archery is all about what's good for you. I don't care what kind of form you have. If you're hitting the bullseye every time, hey, more power to you. Use whatever form you got. But I'm just showing you my bear shaft tuning process, and I gotta tell you, it's taken a while. So don't get frustrated, and don't lose hope. Just go through the process. It's all trial and error. First and foremost, make sure you have your form. I'm not saying anybody else's form, but make sure you have your form down perfect. before you start bare shaft tuning. Number 2, never bare shaft tune with broadheads. And number 3, don't cant the bow. So that's all I got. I think I'm to the point where my arrows are firing a little better. So we're going to go with the 400s with a 150 grain tip, broadhead or field tip, and we're going to go from there. Maybe play with the side plate a little bit or the brace height, but it's always a search for perfection. You always want to get that perfect arrow flight, and so our next step is throw some broadheads on these things and with some fletchings and see how they shoot. Hey, once again, shoot straight and always have fun. Thanks for watching Big G Outdoors. Thanks.
I have seen the morning burning golden on the mountain in the sky.